أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. My brothers and sisters, wherever you are, whether you are in London, outside Manchester, Birmingham, Bradford, but most importantly, if you are part and parcel of London, Wightman Road Mosque, as we call it, mashallah, we'll be doing an amazing program every night from right here in my own house. I will be broadcasting from here, inshallah, every night from now on until the end of Ramadan. So, brothers and sisters, I hope and I pray that you can bear with us while we do this. I want to tell you all something very exciting is going to happen. I'm going to tell you all about what's going to happen throughout the month of Ramadan. I've already got people who are saying Assalamu alaikum, Jila Majid, wa alaikum assalam, sharp at 10 o'clock. Jila Majid has already tuned in. So this is going to be our Taraweeh replacement program. We can't be praying Taraweeh from our live stream. What we will be doing is doing recitations of the Quran. We will be doing translations of the Quran. We will be doing reminders and summary from the Quran. We'll be discussing all topics, inshallah, that are important to us over the month. But most importantly, my brothers and sisters, what we'll be doing is taking your questions and getting them answered. So it's important that you know we are here. We're here for you in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem to you all. Ramadan has begun, mashallah. May Allah bless you all. Mabruk to you all. Ramadan Mubarak to you all. We make dua that Allah accepts the journey of Ramadan. We have been waiting for this month for the entire 11 months, and finally it has come. It's come at a very difficult time, I know. It has come at a time when we are all stuck in our own houses. We wish we could go to the masjid. We wish we could be together. We wish we could listen to the recitation of our imams, our huffaz. We wish we were there at home in our masajid with all of our members of our families, our children, and so on and so forth. Brothers and sisters, wherever you are, I've got lots of people calling in. Sultana Mosun is saying salam. Jila Majid is saying Ramadan Kareem. Taz Murad is saying thank you. Habibi is saying Assalamu alaikum Ramadan Kareem. Keep saying Ramadan Kareem and tell everybody to join us today and every day, inshallah, on my page, Facebook Live, as well as my YouTube Live channels. You'll be able to listen to it from home. You'll be able to enjoy the Quran. You'll be able to enjoy the topics and discussions that we have on a daily basis. So, brothers and sisters, this is the program. Every night, we'll start at 10 o'clock, and inshallah, we'll finish at 11. In between all of that, we'll have Quran recitation. We'll have the translations of the Quran. We'll have the summary of the Quran. We'll have a reminder. We'll have a key message. We'll have question and answers. We'll have dua. All of that in 1 hour. That's a packed program. And you can continuously message us and ask any questions, anything that you want to raise throughout the program. Somebody says, how are we going to perform Taraweeh? You're going to perform Taraweeh at home by yourself. By the way, I've already prayed Taraweeh with my family, my children, my wife and my children. We were at home. We prayed Taraweeh already. And I came here after Taraweeh. It's very simple, brothers and sisters. You stand together and you recite the Quran, and you can use the Quran to read from it, of course, and you do 8 rak'ah, two like that, and you do it, alhamdulillah. Ramadan Kareem to you all. Shahara Haq. Ramadan Kareem, may Allah shower you with blessings. Talia Rahman is saying Ramadan Kareem and dua for all of us, inshallah. Ramadan Kareem to Shuayla Saida. Ramadan Mubarak from Mahbub Ali. Nurina is saying Nurina is saying Salamu Alaikum. Mu'inuddin is saying Salamu Alaikum and Ramadan Kareem. Everybody, Ramadan Kareem, wherever you are. That's the most important thing. Okay, so as I progress for this part of the program, I have waiting on the wing one of our great Imam, Qari and Hafiz, a reciter of the Quran, mashallah. He's memorized it. He would have otherwise been leading Taraweeh in our masjid in Wightman Road Mosque, but he can't. I'm sorry. He can recite for us. We have Brother Ishaq Jasat, who I'm going to add straight away. Brother Ishaq, Salaam Alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. I'm much better after seeing
Fabulous
you.
to see you. How is Ramadan going for you?
Alhamdulillah. Looking forward to it.
First day, right?
Yes.
You must be missing the mosque.
I do. I think you know how it is, Imam Ajmal. Wightman Road is a diverse community, and mashallah, any mosque. And Taraweeh is the essence of Ramadan. So without the masjid, it feels a bit empty.
I'm going to show you my chocolate. This is my reserve for the rest of the night. Can you see that? It's mint chocolate. Would you like?
MashaAllah. Okay, Jazakallah khair.
Would you like one?
I'm okay. I won't be able to recite.
Let me wait until Ramadan is over and until the
Yes,
coronavirus is over. Wallahi, I'm doing it deliberately to show people we can't even share a chocolate. Wallahi, we can't. I've got grape. Oops, that's fallen off. I've even got grapes if you're interested. Healthy food. And because I don't drink tea or coffee, I keep a glass of water just for everybody. That's all I drink. I don't drink tea or coffee. Never done it in my life.
Wow.
Anyway, Imam Ishaq Jasat, it's your turn to recite. And you've got about 10 minutes to do Bismillah. Go for it.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون وإذا قيل لهم لا تفسدوا في الأرض قالوا إنما نحن مصلحون ألا إنهم هم المفسدون ولكن لا يشعرون وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا كما آمن الناس قالوا أنؤمن كما آمن السفهاء ألا إنهم هم السفهاء ولكن لا يعلمون وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون الله يستهزئ بهم ويمدهم في طغيانهم يعمهون أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين مثلهم كمثل الذي استوقد نارا فلما أضاءت ما حوله ذهب الله بنورهم وتركهم في ظلمات لا يبصرون صم بكم عمي فهم لا يرجعون صم بكم عمي فهم لا يرجعون أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين يكاد البرق يخطف أبصارهم كلما أضاء لهم مشوا فيه وإذا أظلم عليهم قاموا ولو شاء الله لذهب بسمعهم وأبصارهم إن الله على كل شيء قدير يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون وإن كنتم في ريب مما نزلنا على عبدنا فأتوا بسورة من مثله وادعوا شهداءكم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين فإن لم تفعلوا ولن تفعلوا فاتقوا النار التي وقودها الناس والحجارة أعدت للكافرين وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل وأتوا به متشابها ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وهم فيها خالدون إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض أولئك هم الخاسرون كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن 7 سماوات وهو بكل شيء عليم صدق الله العظيم.
جزاك الله خيرا Sheikh Ishaq Jasat for beautiful recitation. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Allah bless you. Allah bless
Ameen.
Allah give you hayatan tayyiba.
Ameen.
Allah give your voice more melody. And
Ameen.
I'll give you strength to continue reciting. I know you're going to be back tomorrow, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Please keep on watching. Tell your friends and your families to do the
I will
same.
do, inshallah.
We've been joined by our next guest. So I'm going to say goodbye to you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That was our dear Sheikh Hafiz Ishaq, who has been, mashallah, leading Taraweeh at our masjid. As you can see, I was following him on my favorite Quran, the meaning of the Quran. I love this Quran. It's been used and overused. This particular bound, it's falling apart, but it's good, alhamdulillah. We'll ask you this question: which is your favorite reciter? Who is your favorite reciter, and which of the translation do you love most? In English, perhaps that would help. You can be reading other translations, I do, but this is a good one to read. Anyway, let me introduce to you our dear brother, our dear Imam Mushtaq, who is waiting in the wings here. Let me ask Imam Mushtaq to join us. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Masroor.
Yalla, bismillah. Please go ahead. Translation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alif Lam Mim. This is the book in which there is no doubt, a guide for the righteous, those who believe in the unseen and perform the prayers and give from what we have provided for them, and those who believe in what was revealed to you and in what was revealed before you and are certain of the hereafter. These are upon guidance from their Lord. These are the successful. As for those who disbelieve, it is the same for them, whether you have warned them or have not warned them, they do not believe. Allah has set a seal on their hearts and on their hearing, and over their vision is a veil. They will have a severe torment. Among the people are those who say, we believe in God and in the last day, but they are not believers. They seek to deceive God and those who believe, but they deceive none but themselves, though they are not aware. In their hearts is sickness, and God has increased their sickness. They will have a painful punishment because of their denial. And when it is said to them, do not make trouble on earth, they say, we are only reformers. In fact, they are the troublemakers, but they are not aware. And when it is said to them, believe as the people have believed, they say, shall we believe as the fools have believed? In fact, it is they who are the fools, but they do not know. And when they come across those who believe, they say, we believe. But when they are alone with the devils, they say, we are with you. We were only ridiculing. It is God who ridicules them and leaves them bewildered in their transgression. Those are they who have bartered error for guidance, but their trade does not profit them, and they are not guided. Their likeness is that of a person who kindled a fire. When it illuminated all around him, God took away their light and left them in darkness, unable to see. Deaf, dumb, blind, they will not return. Or like a cloudburst from the sky, in which is darkness and thunder and lightning. They press their fingers into their ears from the thunderbolts in fear of death. But God surrounds the disbelievers. The lightning almost snatches their sight away. Whenever it illuminates for them, they walk in it. But when it grows dark over them, they stand still. Had God willed, He could have taken away their hearing and their sight. God is capable of everything. O people, worship your Lord who created you and those before you, that you may attain piety. He who made the earth a habitat for you and the sky a structure, and sends water down from the sky and brings out fruits thereby as a sustenance for you. Therefore, do not assign rivals to God while you know. And if you are in doubt about what we have revealed to our servant, then produce a chapter like these and call your witnesses apart from God, if you are truthful. But if you do not, and you will not, then beware the fire whose fuel is people and stones, prepared for the disbelievers. And give good news to those who believe and do righteous deeds, that they will have gardens beneath which rivers flow. Whenever they are provided with fruit therefrom as sustenance, they will say, this is what we were provided with before. And they will be given the like of it, and they will have pure spouses therein, and they will abide therein forever. God does not shy away from making an example of a nut or something above it. As for those who believe, they know that it is the truth from their Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, they say, what did God intend by this example? He leads astray many thereby, and he guides many thereby, but he misleads thereby only the evildoers. Those who violate God's covenant after its confirmation and sever what God has commanded to be joined and commit evil on earth, these are the losers. How can you deny God when you were dead and he gave you life? Then he will put you to death. Then he will bring you to life. Then to him you will be returned. It is he who created for you everything on earth, then turned to the heaven and made them 7 heavens, and he is aware of all things. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.
Jazakallah khairan. Thank you very much.
Barakallah.
Let you go. And inshallah we'll see you again.
Ameen. Jazakallah.
Barakallah fikum. That was Sheikh Mushtaq, as I said earlier on. I am going to now, brothers and sisters, get to the next part. After me is going to be Sister Rabi. Sister Rabi, stay ready if you're watching, if you're listening to the program or just looking at my timetable. So, brothers and sisters, what I'm going to do now is give you the summary of what's been recited and also what will be recited over the next, the entire juz. We would have recited the whole of juz today, juz, or at least a huge chunk of first juz, if not the complete. Remember, first juz composes of Surah Al-Fatiha and part of Surah Al-Baqarah. So just to give you a quick summary of Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is known as the surah that is the opening to the Quran, the introduction to the Quran. It is known as a surah that invites us to supplicate to Allah in the right way, in the right manner. It is a surah that is also known as Shifa, healer or healing. It is known as Ruqya, cure. It is known as Alhamd, the praise. It is got various names, mashallah. There are reasons for it. And in the Quran, Allah talks about it. It is also known as as-salah, the prayer itself. Without Surah Al-Fatiha, none of our prayer is complete. So if you're praying any salah, anywhere, your prayer is incomplete if you don't read Surah Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha is only 7 verses, and yet it is a very powerful surah. It is to be understood and not... I say some people misunderstand the concept of the healing power of Surah Al-Fatiha. They think Surah Al-Fatiha should be a healer in the medical sense. In fact, the true meaning is the spiritual sense. Surah Al-Fatiha is our spiritual healer. It gives us an answer to the questions that we have. It's a dua that we make, Ya Allah, guide us in the right way. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. And the entire Quran is a response to this dua. It is very beautiful. So you should all know Surah Al-Fatiha, 7 verses, and you must recite all the 7 verses before every prayer. Otherwise, your prayer will not be complete. Remember this. For your prayer to be complete, you must recite Surah Al-Fatiha. It is said that if you recite Surah Al-Fatiha and don't know any other surahs, it is enough for you to pray. Of course, the sunnah of Rasulullah is to add 3 verses from anywhere in the Quran, and if it's a long 1 verse, it's fine. Fatiha is very, very important surah. We should never underestimate Fatiha. Fatiha has got several parts. Surah Al-Fatiha has half of it belongs to Allah and the half of it belongs to human beings. That's what Rasulullah said in a saying. The first half, where we ask Allah, we praise Him, we thank Him, we glorify Him, is from verse 1 to 4. And verses following that, 5, 6, and 7 is that which belongs to us. In other words, we ask Allah a specific dua. This is called Surah Al-Fatiha. The main dua in that particular surah is Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, oh Allah, show us the right path. And that is the dua that you make, and everything else is to preamble to the dua. It's the introduction to the dua. Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, oh Allah, show me the path, the right path, path of those whom you have favored and not the path of those who have gone astray. So from now on, my brothers and sisters, the entire Ramadan, your introduction, your dua would now be answered. In the month of Ramadan, Quran was revealed, and the entire Ramadan is when you will be reading the response to your dua. Allah has sent you a response, and that dua is what we should be focusing on a daily basis. A lot of people who are joining us, remember we're going to be live every day, and I'm going to be giving summaries of the juz that we recite, and I'm doing that right now. I've just talked about Surah Al-Fatiha. So when you read the Quran, remember it is a response to your dua that you made. Do you know how many times you read Fatiha throughout the day if you pray 5 times a day? At least 17 times. 17 times you say to Allah, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, show me the right way. Must be something very powerful. And if you pray 17 times a day, Allah, show me the right path, and straight after the prayer itself, you go and do the wrong thing, Allah may have shown you the right path, but you fail to accept it. That's sometimes the problem. The blockage isn't from Allah. The blockage is from us. We fail to implement it in our life. We fail to take it up and practice it. We fail to recognize what Allah has given us as a guidance. So He has revealed the entire Quran in response to a dua that you make, 7 verses, followed by 6,000 plus verses as a response to your dua. So that's Fatiha. I don't want to prolong the conversation on Fatiha. Surah Al-Baqarah is what we're going to talk about today. So the first ayahs that we've been reading, verses 1 to 29, I have sectioned the Quran into small themes. So ayahs 1 to 39 covers 3 attitudes in response to hearing the message. It also adopts the attitude of believing and submitting to the message. So the main thrust of Surah Al-Baqarah is telling you and I what kind of attitude we should be adopting from the beginning. So at the beginning of this surah, Quran talks about the story of Adam alayhi salatu salam. As you know, Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu salam was created, and Allah Azza wa Jal talks about how Adam came into being and how He gave Adam the knowledge and faculty of everything, superior knowledge of the entire universe, more superior than even the angels. So much so that Allah told the angels to prostrate in front of Adam. This did not come without a reason. It came at a price. The price was that Adam was given the faculty of knowledge. My brothers and sisters, the faculty of knowledge is so powerful that you and I cannot underestimate and play our role in this knowledge. Subhanallah, we are different. In fact, we are, and we've been considered to be superior to the angels because of our knowledge. If we did not have knowledge, we would not have been considered as superior to the angels. So much so, in these verses, Allah tells the angels to prostrate in front of Adam. And when the angels prostrate in front of Adam, they say, Ya Allah, we are prostrating in front of Adam. Everybody prostrates except Shaitan. Now, my brothers and sisters, why didn't Shaitan prostrate? Because he did not have that knowledge. He did not have that wisdom. He did not have that insight. He was too filled with his own arrogance, his boastfulness, his superiority, his I am me. That's the problem with Shaitan. So in Surah Al-Baqarah, in the first section that I would like you to focus on, verses 1 to 39, it talks about how we should accept who we are and how knowledge is the most important thing Allah had endowed Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam and his progeny. Allah did not say human beings are superior because they're better looking than the angels. Allah did not say human beings are better than the angels because they're more powerful. Wallahi, we're not more powerful. In fact, we're weaker. Angels can travel and traverse the earth anywhere, anytime they want, whereas human beings can't. We simply can't. We are dependent on what Allah has given to you and I, and our power base isn't better and more powerful than the angels. And yet, Allah told the angels to prostrate in front of us. Why did Allah tell angels to prostrate in front of us? Because we are given that knowledge called the faculty of knowledge. So, my brothers and sisters, in Surah Al-Baqarah, the first part, as I said, introductory part, it talks about clarifying three categories of people on this earth, which the call will face during the times, all times and places. And in that particular chapter, it talks about kafir, the disbelievers, munafiq, the hypocrites, and believers, the mu'min, the three categories. That's the first part, in which the disbelievers, the hypocrites, and the believers are distinguished. The second part is where we will be they would have recited this whole of the night in the Taraweeh prayer tonight. So the second part would have been verses 30 to 141. This section has three sections to it. The first is introductory part to the educational experience of mankind that Allah talked about, humanity, as we talked about. Then the second part is the failed experience of other nations, and other nations who were human beings and failed. Bani Israel is mentioned within the verses of 40 and 123. And then a successful experience of those who became true servants of Allah, the believers, in order for the Muslim Ummah to rise to that challenge and become as successful as Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah mentions him in verses 124 and 141, 241. And then between verses 142 to 284, which would probably bring us to almost the end of Baqarah, the section here is preparing the Muslims to carry out the trust of becoming the true servants of Allah, being distinguished as independent via their own personality and their specific characteristics and feature, making fear, taqwa, as the prerequisite to the people who have knowledge. Taqwa in the sense that you and I have Allah consciousness embedded in us, and knowledge makes us that. And then towards the end of the particular chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah's end, it talks about the rules, Tawheed, Allah's oneness, prayer, zakat, talks about the punishment for murder. Allah talks about will, inheritance. Allah talks about fasting, Hajj, charity. He prohibits alcohol. He gives rights to the orphans, talks about marriage, divorce, widows, and of course, all the other rights and duties that we have. And we then find we are told about the lessons from previous nation, and ultimately Allah talks about how we are tested, and Allah has tested people who came before, such as the Bani Israel. That is in a nutshell the surah that we would have discussed, would have read today. I want to move on and invite Sister Rabi, who is a key member of this masjid. She is the person who makes the mosque run, as I call her the big boss. Sister Rabi, if you're listening to our program, please use the link that I'd given you before. Dial in and join us. And I'd like to hear from you. And if you've got any questions that you would like to raise, this is the time for you to raise any questions. If you want to raise questions, this is your time. I'm going to also send a message to Sister Rabi to say, please come online. We're waiting for you. We want to hear from you. If anybody is listening and who knows Sister Rabi, tell her that she should dial in with her. There you go. I can see her. She's already ready and walking around in the background. Sister Rabi, are you ready to join us live on our program?
Yes, I am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. This is the first day of Ramadan. You would have been busy buzzing around in the masjid today, getting things, and for the last few weeks, at least a month, you'd have been getting the mosque ready. You must be missing the mosque because you've not been able to do any of that.
Absolutely missing the mosque. In fact, I think a lot of you escaped because you didn't come in to do the cleaning. You would have cleaned the mosque a couple of weeks ago. So miss that, miss the companionship of everyone, and even our little shop, I have to tell you.
My favorite bookshop.
Yeah.
I go and nick some books every now and again, and I often get caught. But alhamdulillah, thank you for keeping us all so happy in that masjid. It is a masjid of a unique nature. It provides a very strong community sense for the local people. It's been there for a long time. We remember your father, who has done a tremendous job in providing the stewardship in this community when there were no other massages in this area. Now, alhamdulillah, we probably have about 11. Is that right?
Yes.
About.
Yeah. More,
anyway,
probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's your time to give you a key message. So please, Bismillah.
Okay. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear brothers and sisters, as Brother Ajmal said, it's very, very sad, and we remember my father for all that he did for Wightman Road Mosque, for his leadership. And we have all come to where we are today because of him and because of all those uncles who supported him. And a lot of them are not here today. So it's really, really sad. Now, I have a message for you. And the last time I did a message, people said I was looking down. So I am going to be looking down because I'm reading my message as well. So first of all, I want to welcome you to this amazing program. And what I've seen so far has really touched me. Listening to Brother Isaac a few moments ago was absolutely outstanding. In fact, some people said it was too short. They wanted to listen to him even more. That's the reason why we need to come back next year, inshallah. So on behalf of our trustees from Wightman Road Mosque, I want to say Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. I extend our deep and heartfelt thanks for all of your support and your work and your friendship during this last year. We can't do half the things we do at Wightman Road if it wasn't for all of you. And I think my soldiers, as I would like to call them, are listening as well. And they will be doing some amazing key messages for the masjid as well. So this month promises to be really enlightening. And as we observe our Ramadan in our homes, we send salutations to the Almighty Allah. We thank him for allowing us to participate in something that we would not have been able to do. And I have to tell you, it's not been easy. I think I've been driving everyone mad with how does something work, or so how does it not work? So our lives have changed significantly. We've had challenges in the last 4 weeks, and it's been really difficult because of this coronavirus. We reached out to many of you who had sadness so that we could share your sadness. We reached out because some of you were ill. And the only thing we could do is to reach out to you by telephones or texts. But we did. And it showed the continuity of the people who love that masjid, because people still turned to us and wanted us to support them. We've lost so many, my brothers and sisters, of our dear, respected elders, the foundations and pillars of our community. My brothers and sisters, it is Allah's wish that they left us. We grieve, we pain, we feel empty. But do we succumb to these emotions? It's not what our loved ones or Allah would want for us to do. Instead, we make a commitment to develop and learn, to build on our strengths, follow our parents or those who have left us and those who are still here and were able to guide us. They showed us we would not be here today if it wasn't for them. Our masjid would not have been built. And we would not have known each other if it were not for our elders. They took giant steps filled with many pitfalls without finance, and they established the communities we all have now. A wonderful community in which our children and grandchildren have grown, where we all join to unite people of all backgrounds. That's what Wightman Road Mosque stands for. We are one family. Let's stand together now to rebuild all the time that we have lost, where we haven't seen each of you. But you know, we haven't really lost anything because we've gained our families. And we've been separated, some of us, from our families. But the beauty of the telephone is that we can actually see each other still. I want to let you know that our masjid is part of the Multi-Faith Forum in Haringey, and it's also part of the North London mosques. So we share experience and take religious guidance as well on many things. We're also working with various groups and businesses, Haringey Council as well, to help those who are suffering hardships. And in addition, if you look at the online, the madrasas are closed. However, they're operating teaching online. My brothers and sisters, I appeal to you during this month to please help your beloved masjid. Whatever we could do to help our masjid would be really great, because since we've been closed, there's been no funding streams. Everything has been closed. The lettings, the donations, everything. And we still have to meet running costs. And you know, the most important thing for us is that every year there are people who depend on us abroad. And we must make sure that we help all of those people abroad. We have a duty to help them. Ramadan is not just about fasting, it's about charity, it's about family. And let's even save one life in Rohingya, in Syria, in Gaza, in Iraq, and many, many more places. And Wightman Road only works with groups of charities that we trust, that we know that the funds go through to where they're supposed to go. You can donate using the bank account details online, and you can pay your sadaqah or your zakah online. Your sadaqah fitr this year is £5 per person. So you can make that payment at any time leading up to Eid. I have a suggestion though for those who cannot access online bank transactions. Get a little tin or a little bottle like this. Put LICS on it. And then deposit your money inside. Keep that, because inshallah there will be one day when we all come back together and you will be able to give that money to the masjid. And you know, knows our intentions. So please don't try to go to the mosque to put money into boxes, because it's not opened. And we don't want you to come out and put your... So just like this if you can't do it online. My brothers and sisters, keep strong. Do not despair. When everything seems black, look around you and see the light in our faces. Look at our smile as we stand virtually with all of you. Inshallah, we will overcome these difficulties, and inshallah, Allah will bring us back together. For now, let's lift our hands, go forward solidly together, and pray to our Almighty Allah for His help and His protection. Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. Thank you.
Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you very much, Sister Rabi, for that amazing reminder. And thank you for mentioning all the good work that people of our community have done, especially in providing the leadership this mosque needs and needed throughout the years. Your father and all the other elderly who have passed away, who make dua, Allah has mercy on their soul and gives them the best of this world, and gives their family the best of this world.
Thank you.
And if they passed away, you're going to go. I'm going to let you go. We'll make dua for you, inshallah. Thank you, Sister Rabi. Is it okay? Okay, you're frozen. I'm going to let you go, inshallah. We'll be very soon bringing our Imam Abdul Qadir online very soon. Just if you've got any questions that you want to ask so far, I have given you a summary of Surah Al-Baqarah, as well as given you a summary of Surah Al-Fatiha. I would like you, if you've got any questions, you can raise them. I've got a couple of questions that's been raised. Are we going to pray Taraweeh? We're not going to be praying Taraweeh in the masjid because the masjid is closed. Until the masjid is open, we have to pray at home. Taraweeh, remember, is not an obligatory prayer. Prophet of Allah ﷺ has been reported to have prayed Taraweeh only 3 days, 3 times in his life. Not every day. Only 3 times in his life. That's a pretty important fact that we should remember. And when he prayed Taraweeh, Taraweeh was a preamble, an introduction to the prayer of the night, Salatul Qiyam, Tahajjud prayer. So if you're at home, you should do Taraweeh prayer with your family, which is what I did before I started the program. I got my children and my family together and we prayed in the house, and then I came to the show. You should do the same and wake up slightly earlier to pray your Tahajjud prayer. For Tahajjud prayer is a very important prayer. Alhamdulillah, Allah accepts it, inshallah. So a couple of questions that have come to me. By the way, you can ask any question you like. If you've got any questions to raise throughout our program, any questions on Islam, you can. Any questions on the Quran where we've recited so far, we'll be very happy to answer them, inshallah. Second question that has been raised is, can we join you in Taraweeh online? This, unfortunately, scholars are divided on this. Majority of the scholars say that you shouldn't be doing online Taraweeh. You should be praying at home with your family and you can lead it. So I've subscribed to that because it makes most logical sense, and therefore I'm praying Taraweeh with my family at home and not doing it online. Listening to the Quran is not the same thing as Salah itself. Next question. Should the mosque still pray Taraweeh even with a few people? Is that compulsory? I think I've answered that. The mosque doesn't need to pray Taraweeh. It's not even an obligatory prayer. I'm not downgrading it. It's important to understand that it is a very fantastic culture established by the companions of the Prophet of Allah ﷺ. So we should try, but now is not the time. We've got a crisis at hand. More lives could be lost if we are coming together. And in such circumstances, we know in Islam the principle of there should be no harm received or given. La dirar wa la darar. We need to maintain that very important principle. Second, the fourth question that has been raised today: organ donation, is it allowed? Organ donation, is it allowed or not allowed, is a longer conversation. I can answer it very simply. Organ donation of your organs that does not harm you while alive are perfectly allowed. So, for example, if somebody needs part of your liver and you can give it without harming your body, you can, because liver will grow in the other person, and if there is a match. If you've got 2 kidneys and you give one of your kidney away, are perfectly allowed because you can survive with 1 kidney. You can give donations of bone marrow that will help certain treatments for people who are suffering from terminal illnesses. You can give blood. These are all donations of different parts of our body, though they obviously are less significant than the ones that are somewhat controversial. I don't have the time to discuss this, but I believe we can donate all organs. It's not a problem. I'm of that opinion, but there are scholars who say no. I believe majority of the scholars say you can, as long as people are not abusing or harvesting organs. Next question: can a woman trying to conceive use another woman's egg but husband's sperm? So in other words, can another woman be an egg donor? No. In Islam, lineage is very, very sacred. Marriage is very sacred, and we must keep the lineage and our sanctity of our families preserved and protected. We cannot donate sperms or eggs, and we cannot have a surrogate mother who carries our either fertilized embryo or donates an egg with your husband's sperm. Is not allowed, even if it is artificially inseminated into her womb and fertilized in that way. No, if Allah hasn't given you a child and you've tried everything, it is part of your test. And not everybody has been destined to have children, and not all children have been destined to survive, and not all families and all people on this earth have been destined to even be married, although marriage is very important. So understand the realities of life, and you don't have to have children through unethical means. And in Islam, sperm donation is not allowed, egg donation is not allowed, surrogacy in the sense of carrying someone else's fertilized baby is not allowed, and receiving either or the sperm or the egg in conceiving a baby, unless you're married to that person, is not allowed, because it destroys lineage and it compromises the sanctity of marriage. So that's a short answer to that question, my brothers and sisters. Is it sinful, somebody has just asked, if we do perform Taraweeh or deny the concept? No, it is not sinful to not perform Taraweeh at all, because it is not a compulsory duty. Our Prophet of Allah ﷺ did not pray more than 3 times in his life, Taraweeh prayer. So of course it is not sinful. It is not an instituted prayer that we see from the time of the Prophet ﷺ. We know Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu brought everyone together and said, what a beautiful innovation. And scholars agree that it's a very nice practice to bring everybody to the masjid, to recite the Quran, to listen to the Quran, the month of Quran, the month of Ramadan. But it is not an obligation, and it is not an obligation, and therefore there is no sin in not praying it, though we should pray if we can. Denying the concept, there is no sin to it either, because it is not an obligation. So I think I've answered that question. Sarwar, thank you for asking that question. Can we pray Taraweeh behind an Imam who is live on TV screen? I believe, my opinion is no. Majority of the scholars say you shouldn't, and we can't. A very small handful of scholars say you can. I would say, since Taraweeh prayer is not an obligation, why do you want to indulge in doing that? Why don't you pick up the Quran, read it yourself with your family, and lead? If you can't lead all the 20 rak'ah, there is no compulsion. Remember, it's not a compulsory prayer. Lead 4 rak'ah if you can. If you can do 8, do as much as you can. And focus on tahajjud prayer. For the first time perhaps in our life, the focus has been shifted from the mosque congregation to our personal prayer. And I think it's a great thing to do. So stay at home, stay safe, and pray with your family. Remember that. One of the mottos I've been preaching and propagating and talking about, I've been saying, stay at home and pray at home. And it is the greatest time to introduce the prayer in jama'ah at home. Often we don't pray with our wife or our husband, our children. Pretty wrong thing to do, to be honest. You should be praying 5 daily prayers with them if you can, unless you're a key worker and you've gone to your workplace and it is essential. Since you're at home, pray with them. One of you can lead. And this is very important. This is actually more important than Taraweeh prayer. I think you should understand this. So I'm going to very soon invite our dear Imam, Imam Kazi, Abdul Kadir, who has diligently served this masjid for I don't know how many years now. He's been there for a long time. Let me introduce him and bring him to us. Assalamu alaikum, Imam Abdul Qadir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Have you become part of the furniture of this masjid?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, Imam. I've been there for about 18 years or so. So yeah, long time.
You still look the same. 18 years ago, I saw you this way.
That's very kind of you to say.
You've got
my day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to smile on my head.
More grey moustache. Apart from that, you look good.
Alhamdulillah.
You must be missing the masjid.
Yes. Missing the masjid terribly, as is the entire community. Everyone, people are calling me every day. When is the mosque going to open back up again? When is the mosque going to open up again? And we don't have any answer for that, do we?
Yes, we have to make dua.
Dua.
So Abdul Qadir, I'm going to ask you to make dua for all of us. We have already done Quran recitation, translation, summary. Sister Rabi gave a very beautiful message, a moving message, and I've just answered some strange questions, but very important questions. Now it's your turn to do the final icing on the cake for our first program and do a dua for us, inshallah.
Inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Oh Allah, we ask that you bless our beloved Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we ask that you bless his family in the same way that you blessed Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and blessed his family. You are the most magnificent and you are the most majestic. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Oh Allah, we ask for every good achievable in this world, and we ask for every good achievable in the hereafter. We ask for the highest abode in Jannatul Firdaus, and we ask to be safe from all of the hardships of the hereafter. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. Oh Allah, you are the creator, you are perfect, we are your creation, we are imperfect, and due to us being imperfect, we make mistakes in our lives. We make mistakes every single day of our lives. Some of these mistakes are minor mistakes, some of these mistakes are major mistakes, some of these mistakes are genuine accidents, and some of these mistakes are committed sins. But oh Allah, you are the most kind. Oh Allah, you are the most compassionate. Oh Allah, you are the most merciful. Oh Allah, you are the most forgiving. So oh Allah, we ask you, please forgive all of our mistakes, and please forgive all of our sins. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. Oh Allah, we ask that you be kind and merciful to us, and we ask that you be kind and merciful to our parents. Be kind and merciful to them as they have been kind and merciful to us since we were young. Ya Arhamar Rahim. ربنا إنا نسألك الخير كله ونعوذ بك من الشر كله. Oh Allah, we ask for every good in this world and every good in the hereafter, and we ask to be saved from every evil of this world, and we ask to be saved from every evil of the hereafter. Oh Allah, you are the creator, you are the maintainer, you are the sustainer, you are the provider, you are the protector, you are the designer, you are the definer, you are the most kind, you are the most merciful, you are the most magnificent, and you are the most majestic. Oh Allah, be kind and merciful to us today, tomorrow, and always. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. ربنا إنا نعوذ بك من البرص ونعوذ بك من الجذام ونعوذ بك من الجنون ونعوذ بك من سيء الأسقام يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. Allah, we ask that you protect us from all types of illness. We ask that you protect us from mental illness. We ask that you protect us from physical illness. We ask that you protect us from psychological illness. We ask that you protect us from emotional illness. We ask that you protect us from spiritual illness. Oh Allah, we ask that you protect us from every single type of illness and every single type of disease that exists on this earth. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min ash-shiqaq wa na'udhu bika min an-nifaq wa na'udhu bika min su'il akhlaq. Allah, we ask that you protect us from all types of hypocrisy. We ask that you protect us from all types of bad character, and we ask that you protect us from all types of illness and sickness. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Oh Allah, many people have passed away. Oh Allah, we ask that you grant them all the best of the best in Jannatul Firdaus. Many people, oh Allah, from amongst our community are ill, are sick. We ask that you give them shifa ajila, wa shifa kamila, wa shifa an la yughadiru saqama, which means, oh Allah, give them full recovery, give them speedy recovery, and give them such a recovery that there is no illness whatsoever left inside their bodies. Ya Dal Jalali wal Ikram. Oh Allah, last but not least, we ask that you always guide us, you always bless us, you always accept us, you always forgive us our sins, and always protect us from this illness and every other illness that exists on the face of this earth. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Oh Allah, protect us, protect our families, protect our communities, protect our towns, protect our cities, protect our countries, protect our continents, and protect the entire world. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. We have raised our hands in front of you. We've closed our eyes in front of you. We've opened up our hearts in front of you. And we are making this dua to you. Oh Allah, on this beautiful beginning of Ramadan. Oh Allah, you are the acceptor of all du'as. So please accept this humble dua from us. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين بفضل سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين بفضل لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Jazakallahu khairan, Imam Abdul Qadir, for your wonderful dua. Allah accept it. We say Ameen. Allah give you hayatan tayyiba and allow you to serve this community like you have done very beautifully and diligently. A couple of questions that have just arisen. Let me just quickly answer. A brother has said, can I have my 12-year-old son lead Taraweeh? Yes, he can. He doesn't need to reach adulthood. Remember, it's Taraweeh and it's a great training for him. My son, who is 11, he's training to be a Hafiz and he's memorized already 8 juz. He's going to be leading Taraweeh from tomorrow, though I led it today. I told him it's his turn from tomorrow. He's quite scared and nervous because I'm his dad and he's very nervous of making mistakes. And I told him, look, my son, no problem. I'll do bit, you'll do bit, and we'll do it together. Father and son partnership. I think it's a great way of engaging and teaching our children. Anyway, it's 11 o'clock and it's time for us to go back to our beds, do our perhaps Isha prayer if you haven't done it yet, do extra ibadat and get ready for your first suhoor. Whatever you're eating, please don't eat chocolate for suhoor. Imam Abdul Qadir, I've got a chocolate here just to entice you. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep this chocolate from today until the last of Ramadan and not eat it.
I'm afraid I'm on a strict diet.
My best diet is water. That's all I drink, alhamdulillah. Anyway, whatever you're having for suhoor, my brothers and sisters, enjoy it. Imam Abdul Qadir, thank you. Sister Rabi, thank you. Hafiz Ishaq, thank you. Imam Mushtaq, thank you. And thank you to all our questioners. Inshallah, I'll be back online tomorrow, same time from 10 o'clock till 11 for Wightman Road Mosque. And if you want to join me for an exclusive Quran journey through the Quran program that we'll be doing between 5 and 6, send me a message. Inshallah, I'll send you the details. Anyway, from me, I'll say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and Ramadan Kareem to you all.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.